Okay, so we've just finished our martial arts section. So now we're going to go into a series of lunges, low lunges and stretches on the floor. So from here, you've done your lunge position with your knife strike arm, you've wound your waist up, you're lifting through your core, you drop down into what we call low lunge. But when you go down into low lunge, you want to make sure your hips sink down towards the floor. If you find that really hard, i.e. you're finding your bottom's up here all the time, then just gently put your knee down onto the floor. You might need to put a towel or something underneath your knee, on top of your mat if it doesn't feel comfortable on your knee. But the most important thing here is to try and get low and long. Yeah? So you're pushing your hips forward, you're lifting your core muscles, you lift your belly in, and try taking your hand onto the inside of your thigh. Yeah? So you've got your left leg in front of you, your right leg's back behind you, you're working your shoulders down. And getting those shoulders down and your chin in is really important. So you've got that length in your neck, lifting your belly in. Now from this position, you can have your knee off the floor, yeah? So you can hold yourself here, but from this position, you're now going to cross your back leg behind your front leg. So your right leg is going to cross behind your left. So you can see my foot's turned out to the side. If you're on a mat, you'll probably have stepped your foot off your mat. So you've now got your right leg crossed back behind you, yeah, and then you're going to turn towards your bent leg side. Now as you turn towards that side, keep walking your back leg further back behind you. Keep walking back and crossed over behind you. And this is going to give you a lovely stretch out in this front thigh, right on the outside here. Turn towards the side, lift your belly in away from your thigh and look up towards the ceiling. If you can, if it feels comfortable, you can take this hand up. If your hand doesn't come up towards the ceiling though, don't do it. If your hand's over here and your shoulders are hunching in, just relax it and keep your arm on your thigh. From here, your back knee is going to cross behind your front ankle. So you're going to bring that back leg in, slide it in, cross it behind, and then you're going to sit to the side. Yeah? So just allow your body to cross over and sit to the side. And you've got your legs crossed over, and then you've got to lift up really tall and try to think about a tall spine. You may find this really difficult. You may find your foot doesn't cross over and it's round here somewhere. That's fine. Just get into as deep a position as you can, and then the more you do this, the better you'll get at it. Use the back hand as a support, so lift up, lift your belly in. So you should have your left knee crossed over in front, and you've got your right hand around the outside of your left knee and you're pulling up. Once you get that pull up, focus on trying to pull your left buttock back down to the floor. So you're pushing it back down to the floor as much as you can. Keep lifting your belly in and then just rotate around towards your left side. But keep lifting up as tall as you can all the way through. Now the focus is that stretch coming around the outside of that thigh. So you keep pulling your hip back down to the floor, you keep pushing up nice and tall, and then just that little rotation at the end is just a little bit extra that you can add in if you want to. Now from here, you're going to go into a side plank position on your left side. Not your left side, sorry, your right side. You're going to go onto your right side. So I'm going to turn to face you. You're facing towards the side. You can turn to face me if you prefer, so hold that position. But now you're going to go down into a plank position on your right side. So get your right elbow down onto the floor, swing your legs around and hold this position here. Now your knees either need to be forwards, this is going to make it slightly easier to do, or slightly harder, knees in line with hips. Your elbows got to be in line with your shoulder, and then you're going to lift your bottom rib up off the floor. Now as you come up, if you find your arms out at an angle, just bring your weight over and lift that bottom rib up. If you find this easy, try taking one leg up. If you still think you can do some more, try taking both legs up and hold. Now lift your bottom rib up as high as you can, lift your core in, hollow and breathe. Keep hollowing, keep breathing, keep working your shoulders down. Keep getting length into your spine by drawing the shoulders down and pushing your hips up. Keep finding your centre. Now you don't have to do anything more than this. Remember, you can be on your knees if you prefer, but what you can do, if you feel it works for you and it feels good to your body, you can go underneath and then lift back up. So we call this threading the needle. Make sure as you're doing it though, that you always lift back up to tall position. And only do it if it feels like a positive thing for you to do. It's going to really work your waist muscles. So you have to be really, really careful as you do this. From here, you're just going to sit onto your bottom. Just come onto your bottom and hold. We're going to do one more movement in this tutorial. And this is called a reverse leg pull. Now this is a really traditional Pilates movement. I teach it in a very specific way. It may be taught very differently in other circumstances, but I think this is the best way for you to teach it, or you to be taught it, and for you to practice it. So you're going to take your hands back behind you. Open through your chest. And very importantly, think of a squeeze in your shoulder blades and your shoulders coming behind you. If they're rounding forwards, then it might be that you need to just work into doing this and not put too much weight and just focus on trying to draw the shoulders back. So if you're really suffering and your shoulders are doing this, just release them, relax them, because you just need to get your shoulders more mobile. Yeah? And this is a movement that you can do as an alternative. Just sit in this position and just work the shoulders back. But keep working on this, because the more you do it, then the more open you'll become and the better at this you'll get. So work the shoulders back. You're lifting your weight off of your bottom a little bit. So you've got to put weight into the heel of your hand. Now, if your hands are too close to your bottom, you're not going to be able to do the next bit, so you might need to take them away from your bottom just a little bit. Open through your chest and flex your feet and take a big breath in. And then you're going to exhale, and as you exhale, you point your toes, and then you tuck and you roll and you lift up. And you look ahead of you. You don't throw your head back, which you will see this done in some circumstances, but don't do that, because it strains the back of your neck, and the weight of your head is so heavy that it won't feel good on your neck. So keep looking forward. Imagine you've got an apple under your chin. Really squeeze between your shoulder blades and lift up and tuck your tail. Now I had to shift my hands out a little bit wider then. Don't be scared to come back down. Adjust your position here, because you need to be able to get up to a position where you feel you can tuck your tail underneath you and squeeze your buttocks and open your chest and squeeze between your shoulder blades. If you can't get into that position, come down, take your hands either slightly further back or slightly wider until you feel strong coming up. Yeah? Now tuck your tail underneath you and squeeze your buttocks, and also suck your tummy in. Now to begin with, you're just going to hold it for literally one breath and then release, inhale and come back down. And then you exhale again. And come back up. Open the chest, tuck your tail, squeeze your buttocks. Inhale, come back down. And then exhale and come back up again. And you just keep coming up and down until you start to get more strength into your arms and into your glutes, your backside muscles. And this is all you'll do to begin with. Come up and then go back down. What you'll notice though, when we go through the full flow, is that you can start to hold it up. Now you have to absolutely tell yourself, can I do this successfully? So to do it successfully and hold up and continue holding up, you've got to be able to breathe. You've got to be able to engage your glutes as the backside muscles, so you tuck your tail. You've got to be able to open your chest, and you've got to be able to stay up there without everything sinking down, okay? So work your way up to it, tuck your tail, suck your tummy in, bring your chin in, back of the neck shouldn't shorten. You keep your chin in, apple under your chin, you tuck your tail, you suck your tummy in, you breathe. You've got lots to think about. You only hold it up when you know you can hold it up successfully and keep it up there.